What's going on, people? I am BDobbins FTW, and I wanted to apologize for the endless amounts of frustration that I know I have caused many of you who are my longtime subscribers. I know that my inconsistent uploading schedule sucks. I receive messages all the time about where did you go, when are you dead, and please come back. I don't want it to seem like I don't give a shit. I'm very, very grateful for the continued viewership which so many of you have given me. So I thought I would just talk a little bit about who I am and why the videos have been so few and far between. There are basically two factors. For starters, when you look at any content creation, songs, TV series, movies, the creators of these things always have pretty long intervals of time in between the release of each new creation, right? Like if you look at musicians, when they drop an album, it's usually like a year or two before they drop another one, right? Television series usually take a whole year in between new seasons of the show. I wish Game of Thrones could release a new episode every Sunday indefinitely, but they can't. Movies or video games are always usually like year-long waits in between new releases of content. Now, this is not at all to suggest that I am as talented or interesting as professional musicians and film directors or what have you. But I do feel like I go through a similar artistic process, as snooty as that sounds. Like, you know, there would be like a 2-month period where I post like a dozen videos, and I would almost consider that like my album. You know, each one of those videos is kind of like a song that I really try to perfect and put my heart and soul into, and then there are a few months in between where I'm not posting, but I'm building the next album in my head and, you know, maybe taking notes down and shit. A lot of the time, you know, I'll be playing around with concepts or arguments for like the next 5 videos I'm gonna do, and a lot of the time, just like songs, you know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I draw heavily from my personal experience. Maybe I'm trying to make larger points about fucking life and shit, and I want it to have depth, and I want it to be perfect, and I want it to be memorable, and I just don't think you can produce that kind of shit daily. You'll recall I released that video a little over a year ago about the similarities between COD and porn, and how that instant gratification mindset can fuck up your brain and happiness. And the response that video got was just so gratifying. Like, all these messages and comments from people telling me about how that shit totally opened their eyes and they realized they were going through the same thing I went through, and how they decided to quit porn because of me or cut back, and how I really made them rethink their life, and they're so grateful. I had people in real life tell me some shit like that. I had friends on Steam and Xbox tell me some shit like that. And I really felt like, and not to sound, you know, holier than thou or anything, but I just felt like I had helped some people, and it was incredibly gratifying. And like, I could get wrecked by a car tomorrow, and I would die happy, not because I'd hit 180K subscribers or because I made a bunch of money getting high and playing games, but because I made that video and it mattered to someone, and maybe it made a difference in somebody's life, and maybe it even changed the entire trajectory of somebody's life. You know, if I save somebody from falling into that trap that I think our whole fucking culture is getting sucked into right now, that just instant, effortless gratification trap, that's the win I care about most. And there are other videos I kind of feel that way about, and producing those kind of videos is so much more important to me than anything else. And I just don't think those kind of videos happen on a regular, consistent basis. You really have to hunt for them and take your time putting them together piece by piece and perfecting them, you know? And that's true, I think, for most great content or entertainment in life, like authors and musicians and actors and directors. You gotta take time to search in yourself for that something that only you can make. And then you gotta take the time to get it just right. And I just want to shit out as many of those kind of videos as I can before I die. And I mean, I could do the daily videos. They're not hard, but they're also not very good. Like, you know, the bread and butter of most gaming YouTube channels, the Destiny and Call of Duty ones especially, all they do is get on the subreddit of whatever game they want to talk about, or check gaming news sites, and they basically copy and paste Reddit threads or news articles into a video. They like almost read the shit verbatim into a video. Put some mediocre ass gameplay in the background, and voila. The videos themselves are like redundant. Like, you could just link your subscribers to Bungie's new, you know, developer update blog or whatever, and it would take them 30 seconds to read it. But instead, they make a 5-minute video about it where they spend the first half of the video begging you to like this and check this link and enter this code for some bullshit, and they do it every day, and they're all millionaires. And more power to them, but I'm just not about that life. There are YouTubers whose commentaries I used to love, like CNanners, but then one day, you know, he just decided he was going to dedicate his life to 3-minute snippets of him and his pals laughing at each other's dumbass jokes on pointless, 100% forgettable live cams. I feel like so many YouTubers, especially in the gaming community, don't even give a shit about creating something anymore. It's just about streamlining bite-sized, instant gratification content. It's like YouTube is turning into some shitty Instagram feed you browse mindlessly during the boring parts of your TV show. And that's not to sound holier than that. Like, I don't want to sound like, oh, I'm so much better than everyone. That's just, but this is just, I'm just not about that life. It's just, I'm just a different person. I got different goals, okay? Now, that being said, all right, that's the one part of it. That's 50% of it. The other 50% of why I don't upload as often as I should is because I have the attention span and work ethic of a 5-year-old. I can and will fix that, and I'm hoping in the future to be a more consistent, reliable source of entertainment for y'all. And I am so grateful that even when I do come back from a few months hiatus, there are always a few thousand of you who stick around to hear what I have to say. I fucking love YouTube, I love video games, I love making videos. You know, I've talked about before how I thought Harry Potter had it right, how when you're feeling super depressed or dark, right, the Dementors, the best thing you can do is think of something that makes you happy, focus on that intensely, and that's how you cast the Patronus to get rid of the Dementors, right? I think that's some real life fucking analogy shit. Making videos is my happy thought, and it's very powerful. So thank you guys for being a part of that, and I'll never stop, even if there are long breaks, so stay tuned, motherfuckers, because this train is just leaving the station, baby. May the force be with you all. This is Batman signing out.